Happy May, everyone. It is exciting to see you all on the team call. Thank you for making time out of your crazy quarantined lives for a little bit of training. I am excited. If you don't know me and we haven't had a chance to meet, there's a few new girls. I am your exclusive Purple Status upline. I have been with Unique for 5 years. I love this team. I love all of you so much with all of my heart. We are celebrating big this month. We requalified Purple Status last month, which is huge. We hadn't done that in 13 months because the requirements are progressively harder as you climb the ranks. You know, as you build a team and as you grow in your business, you will notice that each rank requires more and more and more requirements. So just to go over some of those first ranks really quick, I want to give you guys a quick overview of the first couple of ranks that you'll want to know about. The first one is yellow status. When you hit yellow status, you can basically sell your way there by yourself. It's $500 in personal sales. And the moment you hit $500 in personal sales, you get an automatic pay raise to 25% commissions, and that will never be taken away from you. You will always be yellow status at a minimum. The next rank, which is what we are focusing on, many of us this month, is pink status. And there's quite a few girls running for pink status. The requirements for pink status are $2,000 in team sales, team volume, $250 in personal sales minimum, and at least one person on your team. But we talked about this a lot in the new presenter training. The strategy to get pink in your first 30 days is to try and find 5 people that all sell 500. Instead of you having to sell 2,000 yourself and only having one support person on your team, trying to find 4 or 5 people, and then many hands make for a light load. So that's the much more successful strategy for any of you that are actually hunting these bonuses. There's a lot of bonuses on the line, and it's making a big difference in a lot of people's paycheck. I don't know if any of you saw it, but there are people promoting in their first 90 days to pink status, making almost $1,000 in a bonus check. And that is huge when people are out of work and when you need money for groceries and just to keep the lights on. $1,000 goes a long way. So I am not poo-pooing that. It would make a big difference in anybody's life, including mine. Even at purple status, an extra $1,000 never hurt anybody. So if that doesn't motivate you, if you're not money motivated, I respect that. There's also a pink box that you get if you're prize motivated. It's a charm box. What do they call it? Like a shadow box, I think it's called. And it's a place where you can store all of your charms that you get with Unique. So as you promote, you get charms. When you do like sales accomplishments, like when you hit $10,000 in lifetime sales, you get a charm. If you attend any Unique events like convention or you earn the trip, you get charms. And when you hit green status, you get a charm bracelet. And it's like a little chunky bracelet that you can hang all of your little charms on, and then you can walk around like, ooh, 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 ooh. Super fancy. So if you're prize motivated, that's something as well to look forward to when you hit pink status. I wanted to talk a little bit about the volume of people that we recruited last month. We signed 85 new girls to the team, which means that many of you, for the very first time, are being asked to step into a leadership role to help someone navigate the ups and the downs of this business and learn their way around, all while you might also be brand new trying to figure out the ropes and everything like that. So I wanted to give you a couple of guidelines on how to onboard or help your new presenters start strong, so that as you keep the momentum going and you keep growing those 4, 5, 10 people that you might be sponsoring a month, you're able to confidently help them launch strong. And there are three things that I like to do with my new presenters when they onboard. The first thing I do is I get on the phone with them. I want to build a relationship with them. Now, you might be signing your sister or your mother-in-law, and you might already have a really good relationship with them. But the longer you're in this business, the more you're going to start recruiting people outside of your immediate family circle. And so I always like to get on the phone with them right away and ask them what their goals are, because I could have goals for them. I could know that Amber is a hairstylist and I think she could rock it to the stars and I'm expecting her to go green status in 3 months. But if all Amber wants to do is, get her nails done every 2 weeks with this business, then there's a disconnect in how I'm going to help her, and it might end up that I'm pushing too hard. So it's really important that as a leader, your job is to nurture their goals and to help them achieve what they want. So that's my first question. What is your goal? And, I ask them as from a monetary value as well. How much money do you want to make? So having that is a really good start for you as a leader to know what their goals are. And then you can customize a little bit of workload based on what their goals are. So if they come in and they say, I just want to get my nails done without it having to come out of my family budget, then you know that they probably only need to make about $100 a month selling unique. And you can show them a strategy to do that. Host a launch party, sell to your friends and family. You can easily make $100 a month in unique. Like just by talking about it to your friends and family and your neighbors, you can make $100 no problem a month selling unique. If their goal's 500, it requires a little bit more strategy, right? Because then you might need other people to host, be affiliate links and things like that. So knowing what their goal is the best way to help them moving forward. I also like to ask them what that would mean to them. So if their goal is $500 and it means that they can pay for karate, or it means that they can pay for their daughter's cheer uniforms, that ties it directly to the heart, right? We need to attach our goals to an emotional response, especially because as women, we are naturally emotionally charged. Would you guys agree with that? That we are naturally emotional creatures? It's in our DNA. Now, I know some women that aren't as emotional as others. That's fine. But naturally, it comes to us to be more loving, more nurturing, and more caring. So when we can tie our goals to an emotional response, we will have much better chances of following through and executing successfully. All right. So I always ask them, what would this mean to you? And then I remember that, because in a month or 2 months, maybe they've got questions, maybe they're frustrated because products aren't delivering the way that they're supposed to be, or whatever it is. I can go back to them and remind them of why they're doing this. Because here's the thing. This is a business. And there's going to be problems. If you joined with Unique and you think that there's not going to be any problems ever, there is not a business in the world that doesn't have problems. And we are actually in a really good place where I know it's frustrating that we've got products on back order, but that's a good problem to have. Do you know why? Because we spiked so sharp last month in sales and in presenters joining that it was unexpected, but in a positive way. So I would rather work for a company that can't keep the products in stock because we're selling out right and left than work for a company that I can't move it for a penny a pound. Nobody wants to buy it, So it's actually a blessing, even though it's a frustrating thing. So I really think it's important to manage the expectations that, sometimes we're in a quarantine, shippings are delayed. UPS messaged me, my package, it was supposed to be here yesterday, won't be here until tomorrow. I get it. What can you do? It's out of my control, So you will have problems in this business. And my best advice is to ask yourself if this is the problem that's bigger than you. Is this the thing that's going to take you out of this business? Like when I was talking with my coach last week, she said something to me that's kind of been simmering. She said, I told her we signed almost 100 people, celebration, right? And I said, but I'm having a little bit of anxiety and nervousness about helping all of these 100 women get started. And she said, if you're letting these 100 people make you anxious and frustrated, how are you ever going to get 200 in a month? If this is the level that's causing you to hit the panic button, you're not ready to go to the next level. And it checked me a little bit. So pay attention to when you feel like you're being triggered, like frustration or whatever, because that means that you've hit a wall at your level. And until you can learn how to master these kind of problems without getting upset, you're not going to be able to go to the next level problems, because every level has new devils. And just when you think that you're feeling good right here riding at this level, you're gonna bump up and you're gonna be like, holy shit, there's a whole new level of problems that you didn't even know existed. And that's happened every level I've moved up in this company. I've had new challenges, I've had new frustrations, and a lot of times I got stuck in a spot because I had to grow to get to the next level. So just pay attention to when you're feeling frustrated or whatever in this business, and just know that that means you're getting close to your current level. And until you can navigate those problems without any anxiety, you're not going to be able to go to the next level. All right. It's been sitting with me, and I just wanted to share that with you because she checked me real hard. And I was like, well, I do want to have a team that can grow by 200 in a month, you know? And if she's right, if I can't handle 100 in a month, then I can't handle 200 for sure. So it's been having me reevaluate my feelings around it, and how do I moderate my emotions. So back to the onboarding system, I asked them that question: what is their financial goal and what would it mean to them? I asked them for their working hours. So I don't know if I went over this with you guys or not, but I just want to give it to you again, because I want you to have this so that you feel confident asking them these questions. What are their working hours? What are their business hours? This is a business. They want to make money at it. How much time are they willing to put in? Is it 7 hours a week, 1 hour a day? That's pretty common. That's what I hear from just about everybody, is that they could give an hour a day to this, especially when we're back in like normal routines of practice with sports and, you know, working full-time jobs out of the house. Most people can find about an hour a day, not maybe 60 minutes chunked up, but they can maybe do 20 minutes at breakfast, 20 minutes after lunch, and 20 minutes after dinner, whatever it is. So knowing their schedule helps me manage their expectations. If they come in telling me that they have $1,000, they want to make $1,000 a month with Unique, but they're only giving me 30 minutes every other day, that's not realistic. And so that helps manage the expectations on both ends. It also allows me to respect their space. If they say to me, if Chris was to say to me, Tuesdays are my busy day and I can't do any Unique on Tuesday, as her mentor, as her leader, I know not to message her on Tuesdays, because that's only going to create resentment. Since she told me Tuesdays weren't her day, I don't want to do that. I want to respect it. And if she tells me that Wednesday she's going out all out on Unique, I'm going all out with her, and I'm going to be up in her messenger over and over and over again on Wednesdays, because I know that that's her schedule. So you need to know that as the mentor, as the leader, what their business hours are. Also, it helps that person manage their time, because the hardest thing to manage is something new in your life. If you're trying to add anything new into your life, like even just coming on this call, for some of you, it's a challenge because it's new and it's not programmed into your schedule. So putting it on the calendar, making it an official thing, makes it get done. I don't know how you guys operate, but if it's not on the calendar, it's not getting done in my life. So I know that it is important to have these women, these new women just starting out, plug Unique into their calendar, and that's going to help the brain solidify incorporating it as a new habit. Okay, so if it's left to just the time gods, it will never happen. I will never find the time to work my business. Something will always come up instead. So having that with them is also really good. And then the third thing that I have with them on the call, if I can do it in 1 hour or less, is we do a memory jogger and we go through and we create a list. Now, some of you watched my new presenter training and we did that together. So if you did that with me, good news, all you have to do is do that with them. Just go through their list of text people that they've been texting, go through their list of people that they've been messaging, ask them to write down 5 names of people that they know from their church or that they know in their neighborhood. Help them create a list and then give them that same simple script that I gave you and just send them to Messenger. Message these people. Tell them you started something new. Ask them if they've ever heard of Unique and create conversation, because we all know the money is in the messenger, and the ultimate seed in this business is just creating conversations. And until we can create more conversations, we're not going to start getting more people in. So you have to teach them how to ask the question. It's a super simple system. Help them make the list, give them the script, and send them off to send the messages. Then on their next working day, all you have to do as their leader to help them is check in. Hey, how is that messaging going? Now, sometimes they're going to say, I didn't send any. Okay, that's fine. Are you going to send some today? Because I know you told me you had 45 minutes. You want to do it together? Right? Like, help them. It's okay. It's new. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But the only way to it is through it. And we have to actually go through the steps. It's very simple. Plug them in. There is also the units in the Glam Squad. Under units, there's a lot of training. So you can suggest some of those things to them to help them get started. But my coach explains it really well. She said, be careful of just dropping them into the units and expecting them to just do it. Some will, but most won't. And if you imagine it like a newborn baby, you don't take a newborn baby and put them in their nursery with a box of diapers and a can of formula and a thing of wipes and say, peace out, I'll see you in a week. And that's sometimes how we treat our new presenters as they come on. We're like, here, just plug into the units. I'll talk to you on Tuesday. No, you got to give them a little bit more in the beginning. You got to show them the ropes. Maybe they don't know how to use their back office or whatever. You know, a little more care and feeding. One, helps you solidify your relationship, but also it helps them know that they're not doing this alone and that you're there with them. And I think that's the sign of any good leader is that they are willing to do what it takes to help them grow. Okay. Now, speaking of that, when you do start to grow your team more than the first few in the beginning, you know, it's fine. You just added 1 or 2, but let's just say you added 10 in 1 month. That's a big number. And that's a lot of people coming to you for care and feeding. So I wanted to talk to you about the resources that are out there and what you should and shouldn't be doing. So a lot of times when new presenters come on, they ask a lot of questions, which is absolutely necessary. But make sure you're directing them to the resources where they can find their own answers. Show them where the FAQ is in the back office. Show them how to search in a group to look for answers, because we want to create leaders, not followers. And if you become the answer key, you will always be the answer key, and your baby bird will never fly the nest. Okay, they are going to become dependent on you, and that's not what we want to do. We want to build leaders. We want to build problem solvers and thinkers. And it's okay if you're going to come to me for a question about gluten-free, but I'm going to direct you back to the website and show you where to find it. I'm not just going to give you the answers every time. All right. So maybe just start thinking about where the resources are so that you can show them how to fish, right? Teach a man to fish and he'll eat forever. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. So as you start growing your teams, it's important that you're sharing with them where you're getting the information from. Lots of times you got to go over there and look for it anyway. I don't know what all the gluten-free products are. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go in my back office, go to the FAQ, type in gluten, and then I'm going to take the list and I'm going to send it to them. Now, is that efficient for me as a leader with 600 people on the team for me to go fetch answers for everybody every time? No. Is that efficient for you even? No. And we don't want to create a sense of dependency with our new people. We want to create independence, and we want them to feel confident that they can get their answers even when you're not available. So when we're thinking about how much time we spend in our business and how we do time management, I want you to think about it in 4 blocks. So A, B, C, and D. 25% of your time, because most of us are doing it wrong. Most of us are spending all of our time on the 2 or 3 people that we signed up and spending all of our unique schedule working with them. And that's why you want to be sending them back to the resources, because then that frees you up to do what you need to be doing, which is continuing to fill the funnel of your team. 50% of your time should be spent on prospecting. 25% in quad A is prospecting, networking with people, adding friends, starting conversations, okay? Another 25% of your time should be spent signing people and helping them learn the ropes, okay? Both of those are all about creating growth in your team. 25% of your time should be spent helping the people that are on your team. So things like me hosting this team talk, that's 25% of my time, okay? And then 25% of your time should be spent on growing your skill set in some form of training, whether you're reading books about network marketing, whether you're watching YouTube, whether you've tapped into the Eric Worre 20 and 30 training and you're looking at that and you're going through and learning about this business, whatever it is, you should be doing some sort of mastery in this business. You will never get to the top if you don't learn how to execute in these things better than you do when you first start. We all are growing, we're all getting better. And 25% of your time needs to be focused on refining your skill set, even if it's just watching a YouTube on how to contour, so that the next time you go live, you can talk more educated on contouring. You see what I'm saying? That is learning in a skill set. My husband's always like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm working, because I'm watching like YouTube trainings, like YouTube makeup artists. He's like, this isn't work. And I was like, yes, it is. Haha, yes, it is. It's totally work for me. So those are the quads. What does that mean? That means 50% of your time is spent looking for new recruits and sponsoring. Only 25% of your time should be spent care and feeding of your current team. If you set them up right, using the system that I just explained to you at the beginning, showing them their resources, knowing when their business hours are, and helping them start sending the messages, then you let them fly free. And as they have questions, they'll come back, and then you'll send them back out. All right? We're not babysitting here. I want you to be leaders. I want you to be at the top of the company. And there is not a single person at the top of the company that's having their hand held. That's just how it is. And we're women. We know how to take care of stuff. So why would we come into this business and be like, my sponsor isn't helping me? You're a grown-up. I love you, but you're a grown-up. Come on, let's go. All right, so I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I know that sounds weird. Like I'm heartless. I am not. I have all heart, and I. That's why I created all these systems. But I also want to remind you of your power, right? Sometimes we give our power away when we're trying something new. You are capable of doing this and more. There is nothing hard about this business. There is nothing hard about helping someone write out a list and give them a script. This isn't hard. Okay, you can do it, and I believe in you. All right, I got one more thing to show you, and then we'll open it up for questions. My tea is getting cold. It's not as good when it's cold. All right, I want to manage some of your expectations a little bit about the amount of work versus the amount of money you're going to make in this business. Got my whiteboard out. So in the beginning, here's my little graph. In the beginning, we'll say this is day 1. This is year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Okay, you see my little chart here? Day 1, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Okay, this is time on this side, and this is money on this side. Okay, in the beginning, day 1, your level of time investment versus your amount of money is going to be upside down because you're new, and I'm not saying this doesn't mean that this is a lot of money. This is a ratio of money to effort, right? But the longer you do it, the scale starts to flip. Do you see how we're going? I'm backwards here. Do you see how the scale flips? And over time, then you're making more money for less time. That's where we want to get to. But in the beginning, you come in and you think it's going to be this side right away. And that's not how any business works. Most business plans, any business, like if you wanted to like do a donut shop down the street, most business plans account for a profit loss for the first 5 years that they're in business. They don't even estimate making profit until they're in the business for 5 years. The good thing about this kind of business is we don't have to wait that long. We can start churning a profit as soon as we sell $100 worth of commissions, right? What is that, $500 in sales? As soon as you hit yellow status, every dollar you make after that is considered profit, right? But you are still going to have to do a lot more late nights, a lot more messaging, a lot more hours for that same return on investment. And then the more you do it, the more you grow your team, the less time you're going to have to spend to make the same amount of money. And that's where we want to be, right? So imagine you were doing this month 1, month 2, month 3, and month 4. And if you gave yourself 5 months in this business to get to green status, I know lots of women that have gotten to green status in 5 months or less. So it is possible. And the average green status is bringing in $1,500 a month on the bonus just by itself. That doesn't include any commissions or any extras or anything like that. Just $1,500 straight off the top. So yeah, in the beginning, you might be making $100, but in 5 months, you could be making $1,500. Even faster if you put the time in the beginning. You see where I'm going with this? This business is directly connected to the hours and time that you put in it. But be careful of falling prey to the non-income producing tasks and letting them gobble up your time, because you will trick yourself into thinking that you're giving all these hours to Unique, but really you just spent an hour trying to edit a graphic. That is not income producing. Okay, it might look pretty in the end and you might be proud of it, and you might have had to work your way through this new app and frustrated with the technical challenges, but that is not income producing. Messaging and building your team.
Colleen, well, the UPS guy is here. Go open.
Is the income producing activities. Okay, focus on the income producing activities and make that most of your time. Growing your team, sending the messages, helping your new girls launch strong. 1, 2, 3. Wash, rinse, repeat. Okay. I had actually a special guest that was supposed to come on tonight, but she wasn't feeling good. So I took up all the time myself, as I so frequently do. I hope that was helpful to you guys. On some level, it makes you feel like you're understanding this business a little bit better, but let's open it up for questions. Yes, Laura.
I have some questions that I'll save for offline. You know me, I can ask questions all day. But I didn't realize, and I should have, and I just want to clarify. It seems like you have to re-qualify, like, you know, I hit yellow last month. Do I now have to start from the beginning and like I start from yellow and re-qualify for yellow? Does that make sense?
No, you're
like
always
if
yellow.
I was pink,
Yeah.
would I need to re-qualify for pink each month? I didn't pick up on that for some reason, so thanks for clarifying.
every month we all start over. It levels
Okay.
the playing field. So the requirements, once you hit a status, you stay that status in recognition, but your paid as status might not always be like that. So when I said we haven't requalified purple status in 13 months, it's because it requires $40,000 in team volume and 2 elite breakoffs. That's a big chunk to try and ask of someone, and our team volume just hasn't been there yet to maintain it consistently. It's very normal for you to push really hard one month to get that promotion, but then maybe drop back down for a couple of months while you're stabilizing your circle in order to keep you on that level.
Mm-hmm.
But every black status, even black status ones, everybody at the top, we all start at 0 at the beginning of the month, and we have the whole month to hit those requirements. So there's a recognized status and a paid as status. This month, I'm hoping will at least be paid as orange, even though I will always be considered a purple status presenter.
Gotcha. That's great. Thank you. Also, I just wanted to ask, I hear you saying, like we requalified for purple, and it almost sounds like you're talking about as a team. Can you just kind of explain that a little bit to me? Like what, just a high level?
The way that I look at this is I am nothing without all of you. And I started this on day 1, and I've added all of you onto this team, and I feel like we're doing it together. I can never sell $40,000 by myself. So when I say we, I mean, yes, me personally, but us together did that. We together did that. I didn't do that by myself, and I don't like taking credit for it because I didn't do that. We did that. So when I say we requalified purple status, I'm acknowledging every single one of you that got a sale, that got a recruit, that pushed hard. There were some of you getting sales at the midnight hour, and I don't take any credit for that. Just because I'm the figurehead of that and I'm the one that's technically getting the honor, I know deep in my heart I don't get the credit. You guys get the credit, and that's why I say we.
Gotcha. And is the requalification based on all the new activity, like the new presenters, the great sales push at the end of it? Like, what was that a result of the new kind of ramp up, or I guess you could call it?
I mean, it's hard to really say. I think some of it is that we've been building for a long time to get back to it, and moving pieces in place. I could have had the volume of 40,000 but not had the elites and still not requalified. There were months that we had almost $40,000 in sales, but I didn't have the elites. So sometimes it's just about building me stronger as a leader to help people break off as elite. And so it's a variety of different things. I also think that the coronavirus has people at home bored, shopping more
Totally.
easily.
I'm surprised.
So that's why we're thriving the way that we are. That's making a difference. But momentum is momentum. If one day you decide that it's solely coronavirus, then you've stopped that momentum that you've been building, because as soon as you go back to work, you're gonna be like, oh, it's over. No, this is still momentum. These are still customers that are gonna come back and rebuy over and over and over again, month after month. So I think some of it's organic momentum just from our natural level of effort. And I think some of it is because of the circumstantial stuff that's going on in the world.
Yeah, it's so funny because when I started, so many people were like, why would you get into that business now? Nobody's buying makeup. And I was like, wrong. Women need retail therapy. They're bored. They need to, I haven't played with makeup this much in years, so it has been very cathartic, I guess you could say.
I would agree 100%. I mean, they can't get their hair done. They can't get their nails done. They can't get their brows done. What's left?
Right?
Nothing.
I dyed my hair purple this morning. Am I that kind of person? No, but I had purple dye and I was like, why not?
See? We get bored and we just start doing crazy things.
That's right.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I have one really quick. It doesn't have anything to do with anything you talked about, but I saw something in the group, and I can't always keep up with the messages, so I have to go back and read them. Is there something where if somebody wants a new kit, they can make multiple payments on it? Did I read that correctly? Can you just tell me a little bit about what that is and how that works?
Yeah, it's an app that you can download called Klarna, Klarna. It's basically like a payment plan, payment deferral plan. So they would download the app, they would put in their bank information. The first payment is $28, and then they spread it out over 4 payments.
Okay.
So that's how they do that. So basically someone would get their ghost card, as they call it. They would, and I can send you all the specific instructions as well. If somebody you know doesn't have the money right up front to pay the $100, I always offer them the Klarna option because it's no interest, and it's basically just like a payment plan for 4 payments. So it ends up being like $28 over 4 payments versus one payment of $110.
Okay.
And then they can get their ghost card, and then they can immediately enroll and get their kit. And a lot of times they can get their kit and start talking about the products before, and maybe even get sales before their second installment is even due. And that's how I really love to approach it. Like, let's get you to work, let's get you making some money, so that now as those payments are coming out, you're using your unique money to pay for it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that people can do as well is PayPal has a payment plan option.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, but I think the PayPal one requires a credit check.
Okay.
So it depends on the person on whether or not, that's just one of those things. Anybody else have any questions?
I do, but it's mostly I'll message you.
Okay, Veronica. I think, Kiani, you were muted. Were you talking? Did you have a question?
Yes. Can you hear me? I don't know how the stuff works. So.
You're in good company. You're fine. I was muting you because your UPS guy came when I was talking. So I muted you, and then I unmuted you. You're fine.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. That's embarrassing. So is there somewhere in your in the Glam Squad page that has like a, I guess kind of like a spreadsheet of what you need to do to hit all the levels or colors?
I don't have a spreadsheet. There is a compensation plan video that explains to you the compensation plan and how you get paid. It's a video under the units. You'll see there's a each unit is different. I don't know which one it is. I think maybe number 6, it says money, money, money. And in that is the compensation video where you can see what like how to use the compensation plan to make money. So that's
okay. And then do you recommend any specific videos that new people should watch?
I would recommend starting in the units and starting on unit 1 and working your way through. There's 7 units total. And I would recommend starting there because it's going to answer a lot of the questions that you're going to come up against as you start working your business.
Okay. And where's the unit, or what is that?
I'll tag you in it.
Thanks. Okay.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll tag you in it. It's just at the if you type in Glam Squad in Facebook and you go in there, it's one of the tabs at the top. It says like files, photos, units, and you just go to click on the units tab and it'll direct you straight to the training. But I will tag you in it.
Okay. Thanks.
You are very welcome.
So how do I shut myself off?
I'll mute you.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions? Laura, you're muted. Okay, you're unmuted now.
Oh, thanks. I didn't even know. Is there, I've been starting to keep my own document that I call important unique info. And as I see things that go on in the thread, the Glam Squad thread, or as I'm perusing the Glam Squad website or whatever, I cut and paste it and I put it in, like I cut and pasted all the scripts and I put them into the document. I put, So is there anything like that that already exists, like frequently asked questions document? You know, I was just wondering if there's anything in place already
Well,
that answer kind of a
corporate
go-to.
has an FAQ. Corporate has frequently an FAQ that you can go to with a lot of info. It just has, our back office has a lot of information already there for you. If
Yeah.
you just go to the support file, it takes you to the FAQ page with a lot of that information. But also under files in the Glam Squad is a lot of information like scripts, like new presenter onboarding and how to help someone. There's a questionnaire. If you have someone over for a play date and you want to go over their skincare and things like that, there's a questionnaire that you could print off so that you are asking the right questions to be able to help them. There's like a vendor event checklist. So if you decided you wanted to do a vendor event, it's a list of all the things that you're going to need to set up for a vendor event. So just check out the files because I have uploaded quite a few things into that over the course of the last few years.
Cool, thank you.
You're very welcome. Anybody else?
Bree, I have a very basic question.
Yes, ma'am.
On my page, I noticed that a lot of the presenters have their picture up at the top in the left-hand corner. Mine's just that generic purple lady. How do I change that?
You'll want to go under my profile and then under my social profiles and link your Facebook to your unique page, and it will import your whatever your current Facebook picture is. So every time you change your Facebook picture, it will change in your unique back office as well. But you have to link your Facebook to your unique page in order for that to come up. And it's I think it's called social profiles under my profile, like account settings or something like that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. That was a great question. I'm sure there's a couple of new people that didn't know that they could do that. Kiani, you have another question? I love that you're waving at me.
Do you want me to do a heart? Okay, when did you make a beauty page? When do you recommend that?
I recommend once you have 2,000 friends on your Facebook page to make a business page.
2,000 friends. Okay.
In the meantime, just stick to making your profile a place that people are used to seeing. You know, you're adding friends, you're posting consistently. And once you hit about 2,000 friends, maybe 3,000, depending on your comfort level, then you'll want to slowly start to transition to a business page. And the reason why is because your personal profile is not designed to sell or run a business, and Facebook decreases your algorithm when it sees that you're consistently trying to sell something on your profile. And it also is limited to only 5,000 friends max. So once you hit 5,000 friends on your Facebook page, you can't add more friends. But on a business page, it's unlimited. You can have as many followers as you want, millions if you wanted, if you had that kind of, if you built up that way. So on the business page, it has analytics. So you can see who's coming on your things, who's the top contributors, top fans, all kinds of stuff. You can see watch time of your videos. You don't get that kind of information, which is super important if you're actively trying to grow on your personal profile. So, but I don't think it's necessary to create a business page right away until you have a solid following. Otherwise, it's just going to look like nobody follows you and nobody likes your content. So if you have 2,000 personal friends on your personal wall, chances are when you start your business page and you start funneling people there, you could easily have 500 to 1,000 likes right away. And that's going to help you build steam as well.
Okay.
That was a long-winded answer, but.
Good. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm going to mute you again, or did you have another question?
No, yeah, you can mute me. I don't know how to do that. So
you're good. There's a little microphone at the bottom of your screen. If you tap it, you can turn it on and off on your own. You got it. Yep, you did it. You're muted. Rashida, you have a question? Or are you trying to play with the mute button?
I have 5,000 friends,
Awesome.
but they're mostly from me working in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of them are business related, but others are like fans who are trying to get in touch with whoever star they think they can get to through me.
They think you're an access point.
They think I'm an access point. So I get all these friend requests, but I don't find out until I get into my messenger that, okay, this is a fan chasing so-and-so and so-and-so, and then I have to delete and start all over. So although I have 5,000 friends, I really don't have 5,000 friends. So
Yeah.
I'm still sifting through all those people, deleting,
Mm-hmm.
and adding new friends. So I've taken all the people that seem interested in Unique and I put them in my group page.
Okay.
Do I not do that and make a business page and direct them there, or just like
I look at my VIP group, my group of customers, as like my family, and so you're not going to grow a business with the people that you have in your VIP group. They're already customers. You've already won them over. They're already interested. That's where I go when there's a special, and I let them know, and then they go crazy over it. I would definitely make it a top priority to sift through your current friends list and remove anybody like that isn't contributing to the life that you're creating now in some capacity. Not everyone is, especially if you need to make room for new friends and new business opportunities. I would definitely be very, very swift and strike out like anybody. If I ain't talked to you in 15 years and you're a dude and I will probably never see you again, I'm probably going to remove you, because I need room for the people that I'm actually friends with, that I'm actually networking with. Right now, you're just taking up a spot.
Yeah, because deleting them is taking up a good portion of time. I didn't realize. Yeah, because I'm an essential worker, so I work during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only do Unique early in the morning and at night when I get home.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I would just use your time to go through and just start with a chunk. Like just remove 100, like give yourself 100 new names, and then just do that. That way it doesn't feel like such a big task. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? So, just go through the A's one day, and then because it's alphabetical, so you just go through the A's one day, and then the B's one day, and then in 26 days, if you just take one letter at a time, you'll be done with sifting through.
Okay.
That would be my strategy, because I like to have a system.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, my friends, it's been just about an hour. I want to thank you for all of your time and your dedication to your business. We are on the come up. This team is exploding at a rapid rate, faster than we've ever exploded before. I'm super excited about this momentum. I know many of you are feeling it as well, and I'm looking forward to watching you guys pop off on your promotions and grow teams and step into your leadership roles in Unique. And until next week, I will see y'all later. Yes, Laura. Oh, thank you, Akila. All right, you guys, I will talk to you next time.